This is the Billy T. Detroit Radio Podcast.
Billy T. Detroit Radio. News, sports, entertainment, and a little foolishness.
Just a little foolishness every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? What's up? It's your man Billy T checking in, and we back. That's right. Time for another edition of Billy T. Detroit Radio, the podcast. This is show number 44, and we have half the crew here.
Show number 44, like Rick Mahorn.
Secret Squirrel is in the building.
What up, though?
Becky with the good hair is in the building for the D.
Here we go.
Wait, we ain't there yet.
We ain't there. Rocky Road Productions, LLC, Porch Talk.
Okay, we got a lot going on this week, guys. A lot to talk about. I guess we should start with the hottest.
You started it.
Since I started it, the hottest thing on the internet, and it's for the D.
Yeah.
The For the D challenge.
Or for the P challenge.
Or for the
D
P.
or for the P.
I think the D started. There was a young lady. I wish I could find her video. It's a young, I guess she's a little rapper or something down south. And she's mad because everybody stole her thing. But people are having fun with it. The first one I saw was Erykah Badu and Michael Baisden.
Not Michael Baisden, Michael Blackman.
That wasn't Michael Baisden?
Michael Blackson.
What's the difference?
Window seat for the bitch.
Oh, okay.
Fuck it, I eat meat for the bitch. Fight Hurricane Maria for the bitch. Ride a missile from Korea for the bitch. Hey, let him call me a hoe for the bitch. Baby daddy number 4 for the bitch.
See, right there.
Fuck a bitch in the head for the bitch. Hey, fuck woke, I'm dead for the bitch. Suck it down to the bone for the bitch. Hey, let him use my phone for the bitch. Call it. Motorola for the bitch. Hey. Fuck Michael Blackson, Ebola for the bitch. Hey,
that was kind of
Not
funny.
smart for that pussy. Cheat on my wife, Kevin Hart for that pussy.
Woo.
I eat pork for that pussy.
You eat pork anyway.
Skin court for that pussy. I bleach my skin for that pussy.
Black power.
Fuck a
All right,
Siamese
I get the
twins for
point.
that
Man.
pussy.
Okay, we get the point.
Yeah. We
So
get
there's
the
a
point.
flag for that.
Okay, so this is going around. Now, they're not the only ones that did it. Sanaa Lathan did it.
Yeah, she did.
She did? I didn't even see that.
Wait a minute, I
Yeah,
don't know
she did.
who is this right here? Hold on.
I know Regina Hall.
Love. I'ma lose weight for that dick. Drink Herbalife and protein shakes for that dick.
I don't know who she is.
Fuck around, cook him a steak for that dick. And if he moving, buy him out a steak
Somebody.
for that dick. I'ma slurp on that dick. Fuck around and work.
Really?
Okay,
Are we about to
all
do
right,
this?
that's
Are we
enough
really
of that.
about to do this?
What?
Keep running all of these damn things.
Well, I thought that was
I thought we
Monique.
were just going to discuss this. I didn't know we were about
Oh
to
no,
play
we're gonna play all this shit.
Hey, don't be
Okay.
no hater. I like it.
You do. That's what I was gonna ask. What do you guys think about it? Because it's getting different reviews. Some people say, hey, it's hilarious, it's great, they're having fun. Other people say it's disgusting. What do you guys think about it? And then I'll tell you what I think later.
I think it's absolutely. You know what I like to see? I think it's funny. Number one, let me be clear. I do think it's funny, but I think I like to see how outrageous people really will go.
For the D?
Yes. Well, in this context, not necessarily, because I see it as, I don't think that, I'm sure there are some people that are serious, but I believe most people are really playing. And I know maybe it could be looked at as, black people were being ratchet and all that. And I get that. But I think sometimes we got to stop being so overly critical and just look at, some people are just having fun. Like, they're not at work. This is not work hours. This is not like it's a reason for them to be professional. It's just, we can have fun sometimes. And yes, there has to be limitations on it. And yes, there's more serious issues. But let's be real. We're not going to be serious and have a stick up our butts all day, every day. Sometimes you just want to have fun. Let these people have fun, man.
Let me
with that.
live. Let me live.
I'm with that. I'm okay with that. I mean, I can partially agree with that. I mean, I think some of them was funny. I thought it was funny at first, and now it's getting kind of tired. I'm just, I've had my fill.
Yeah.
The majority of them that I've seen has not been funny. Some of them have, but overall, man, I don't care. They can do what they want. It's okay. It's all in fun.
Yeah, everybody can do what they want. So
Yeah.
sometimes
It's all
it's
in
downright
fun.
ratchet. I mean, when you see a real pretty girl do it, though.
For that dick.
It's definitely
On my
ratchet.
queen shit for that dick.
Gabrielle Union. Hold on.
Did a backflip for that dick. About to move to Cleveland for that dick.
I thought that was clever. I mean, she's moving to Cleveland with her husband, you know.
Yeah. And it's Gabrielle Union, and she's talking about Dwayne Wade, so no one's going to really take that out of, context anyway.
True.
She's
everybody know which one she's referring to.
Right. The rest of these chicks, I catch roaches for that dick. What?
Is that one of them?
I'm still in roaches for that dick. What is this about?
I think I'm like you. First of all, the first one I saw was Erykah Badu, and she looks like she might be on some type of nerve-numbing narcotic.
Yeah, she looks crazy as hell.
She looks, she's so ratchet. She's, has Erykah Badu lost her luster? When she first came out, she was all spiritual and all that. What was that? On and on and on. All deep and stuff. And now she's doing it for the.
I mean, that's still her. But what's going on? Why are her eyebrows missing though?
Eyebrows are missing.
Maybe she snatched them out for the day.
Maybe. I mean, or is it some kind of cancer awareness movement?
And I understand that it's for fun. I get it. You got to blow off some steam and have fun. But I don't know. What is it saying? And you're right. Maybe we thinking too much about it. Maybe it's just a joke and just forget about it and have fun. But there are some things that we do that is just ratchet and unnecessary. And for it to catch on like that.
But this one, I can have fun with it. I can have fun watching it. I get why people have fun with it. It's cool. It's rhythmic,
It's
I
rhythmic.
tell you the
Everything
one I
we do
like.
is rhythmic.
The one I didn't like was the Irene Challenge. I thought that was tasteless.
Irene Challenge, what is that?
Oh yeah, that's when they were imitating the girl that was in the hotel room when the
that was not funny at all.
Not in Chicago.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. I don't want to see that.
I think it kind of snuffed itself out.
Yeah, that was tasteless. So that one I didn't get, and I didn't think that was at all funny. With this one, I can have fun with it. I think it is just in fun, and I don't think anybody's done anything outrageous. Although I've seen some crazy stuff on it, but
I like Jennifer Lewis's version.
Big D. And Mama's always loved herself a Big D. But there's something more important going on. My book.
She
it's called The Mother Black Hollywood. Go to Amazon and pre-order. It drops on November 14th.
Anyway, she goes, ow. And you had to see the video, too.
These fools told me to rap for my book. So I tap, tap, tap for my book. Red lips for my book.
Anyway.
Yes.
But she used it for a different opportunity. So
she is crazy.
I don't know. I just think it's just too much. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't. Some of them are comical. Somebody will get a line in here, like Erykah Badu said, 4 baby daddies for. You already got 4 baby daddies. I mean,
right.
If Erykah Badu was a sister in the hood, we call her ratchet. But she's Erykah Badu, so we praise her. No,
right.
She got 4 different baby daddies. I'm sorry. What part of that is cool? So
men be loving her though.
She don't really do that much for me no more. I don't know why. But
she ain't got no eyebrows.
Yeah, but that's it. Burn them off for the D. I'm just saying. I mean, can we not be more creative than that?
We can, but let me ask you this. This is my
get
question.
Out of here. It's garbage. It's garbage. I'm going to say what it is. It's garbage.
My question
it's okay.
is
Have
this,
fun,
though.
but just understand it's garbage.
I get it, but this is my question. If we weren't under the microscope so much, and we weren't being dismissed so much, and if this taking a knee for the football thing and all those different things that is going on, would we be having an issue with this? Because I honestly believe that since we're under the microscope so much and we're not taken seriously, that we feel like every time we do something, it's one more mark against us, which it really is. I feel that way. Maybe that's just your perception is your reality. That doesn't make it everyone's reality.
Right.
But I do feel like that's part of our issue because, let's be clear, the Caucasian race does a lot of stuff. They do a lot of stuff.
Well, I ain't even, so what? So what? We do a lot of stuff too. Okay, so we got to add this to it?
Why not?
We got to add this to the ignorance?
Why not?
Why?
Because it's fun.
I guess
well,
because
have
I'm
fun
saying,
then.
I guess
Have fun.
what I'm saying
Okay,
is,
so look, why don't we just do it right now? Can you do a D challenge?
I
Can you do a P challenge?
I can, but I'm not going to do that.
Oh, you're not? Why not? It's fun.
It's
fun.
It is.
Well, go ahead and do it.
It's fun for me to
That
watch,
ain't
but
for me to do, though.
it's not for me to
That ain't for me.
participate.
Okay, so now we're
It's
getting.
not my place to participate. If I was still living like I used to live, and I was younger, I would probably get into it. But I'm not. I'm a grown man, and I'm for me, I can watch it and have fun and see some of them that's kind of funny, but it's just not my place anymore.
Okay, and you, young lady?
And for me, like I'm at the early stages of my career, I don't want to be put in a box of ratchet.
And then you don't want to be Kwame's pen pal with the D.
Right.
Kwame pen pal for the D.
Hey.
Okay, so then we kind of agree on something that it's something we would not do.
Right.
Because we
don't kind of agree. We all agree on that.
Okay, because it's a little beneath us.
Yeah.
It's not beneath me. It's just
you ain't doing it. You got too much respect for yourself to do it.
I'm just kind of old for
I got
it.
goals.
You got too much respect for yourself to do it.
You know, for what I put online, that's just not the kind of stuff I do online.
Exactly. You know why? Because you have too much respect for yourself.
But with my friends, I would probably do it because it'd be fun.
Around, exactly.
But putting it online is just not the persona that I portray.
Thank you.
Online.
Thank you.
I mean,
Okay,
Erykah
I do
Badu,
business
Michael
online.
Blackson, all of them can do that
They got
because
money.
they are
They can
who
be
they
who they
are.
are.
I do business online. And you know I got kids online.
Hey.
Yeah.
Got to do my thing online.
So in other words,
don't want to talk about my ding-a-ling online.
Okay, good night. This is getting crazy now.
So we agree that it is some ignorance that we will not partake in.
Yes. It's
Okay, so
what's wrong with that?
Well, I'm just saying we're
that's not the same
condoning
thing.
it. We're condoning it and saying it's okay, but at the same time, we will not participate.
It's just like some people say it's okay for you to protest, even though I don't participate. What's the difference?
What's the big difference there?
No, it's not. It's not. Just because I don't participate doesn't mean I'm against it. Doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. It's just not something that I would do.
Yeah. Well, we all know that it's some ignorance. You can laugh at it.
Yeah.
And have fun with it.
Some of them is, and some
I
of them
let them
are just,
entertain
some are
me,
better
but I'm
than
not trying to
others.
entertain
Okay.
that way.
All right.
If ignorance was not entertaining, there would not be reality TV.
Oh,
Hey, you
that's
right
for
about
sure.
that.
Now that is for damn sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Which is the ultimate of
Trump
ignorance.
wouldn't be president.
And
I
I
mean,
love
come
him.
on.
Yes.
Which is the most entertaining reality show on TV right now. It's
Yes.
the number one show, the Trump Show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, moving on to more interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
OJ
Yes.
is set to be released October 1st.
Okay.
And they're worried about the media hoopla around the prison. So that he can be released at midnight, 12:01, October 1st, but they're not going to do it because they know it's going to be crazy. So they're going to delay it, I don't know how long.
Right. If they see the media, that he can't get out of there.
But this just in. Florida is saying that OJ is not welcome. OJ Simpson will not be allowed to live in Florida after he's released from, on parole next week if the Attorney General of the state of Florida has her way. She has sent a letter to the Florida Department of Corrections objecting to OJ's apparent intention to relocate to Florida.
Yes, I seen that.
Now, the reasons, numerous reasons. A lack of contrition for his crimes. The hell does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Because one thing is the crime that he was convicted of.
Correct.
He's served his time, which was
Thank you.
And
stealing
I'm
his stuff.
His own stuff.
Okay. The other crime he was acquitted of murder, which unfortunately a lot of people feel like he did do it, and which he was acquitted of it. So to say he's not contrite, that's kind of not. It's irrelevant. Which he does seem to be contrite, but he never said I did it. Actually, so you can't be contrite for something you didn't do. But he says he didn't do. Okay, everybody can have their opinion on that. But he was acquitted of that.
He was acquitted.
Okay.
Even though he lost a civil trial on it. He
yes,
was
the civil judgment. Yes, you're right there. Now, he's avoiding paying for that, of course.
But he's not black. He's OJ.
He's OJ. He was convicted of spousal battery against Nicole Brown. His reputation for destructive behavior, including road rage, breaking into a girlfriend's home, and arrest for speeding in his powerboat, and so a civil theft of television signals. What? Oh, he stole some cable. He stole cable. So they're coming up with all this stuff.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Can they ban somebody from a state?
I got a message for you, OJ.
What's that?
Don't go to Florida. I mean, why go if you're not wanted? Just go someplace
what if every
else.
state said that?
I don't think every state will. So
and then they're saying
just say
like,
you don't have to make an announcement that I'm not going to Florida. Just go someplace else,
right?
And just and find. And so
but he has a home in Florida.
Big deal.
Oh,
he does have a home. That's where he was living.
Sell it.
Okay.
That's
Sell it for the D.
I mean, I think he should be able to go wherever he wants to. I don't know if you can actually ban someone. I don't know if those are good enough.
I don't think they can ban him either. But at the same time,
why
you know
fight
what?
it?
Why give you my money?
Because he's not black. He's OJ.
Damn
it, I'm OJ. I go where I want to go.
If he was white and killed 10 people,
he'd be
they would welcome him with open arms.
Yep.
George Zimmerman lives in Florida.
There you go.
So
he was acquitted of his murder.
I just would not give them my money. That's all.
That's
I would leave. I would just go someplace else.
Well, you know why he wants to live in Florida? Because the laws are a little different there. Well, one is there's no state income tax.
There's no state tax in Texas.
Also, he can move to Texas. That's a crazy ass place. They'll take him.
Exactly.
So it's something else to do with the money. It's something else about the money that he can. I guess I'm not sure what it is, but it's something about the money that he can keep in Florida versus some other places. I don't know.
Dude, they screwed you and Tiger Woods in Florida. Get the hell out. Just move. Just don't even live there. Or don't bother. Because if they are this hung up on keeping you out, you just don't give them your money. I don't understand.
But look who
I don't understand the problem.
That has the issue. It's a Caucasian woman.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
I know what that is.
Was she Nicole's best friend?
No, she's just trying to give him a hard time for the D. That's all. You know Caucasian. You know OJ's reputation. Caucasian women was his thing. That's what that's all about.
Oh my goodness, she really want to get with him, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. So let's see. Do we need to revisit because the situation is still going on?
Sneaky in the state for the D.
Hey.
Standing and locking arms in unity. Is it a protest or a pacification to the protest? Was it last night at the Packers and was it the Cardinals? Whoever they played, they did had the whole stadium lock arms in unity, and
yes.
You know the Cowboys did it, and the owner got down on one knee, and they did all that. What is that? What is that? Is it even a protest at this point when they do that?
Should I go last?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know this is my hot button, right?
Okay.
So last week, the day after we did our show, because for those that's listening, we record on Friday nights. So Saturday, Donald Trump came out and did his son of a bitch speech, right?
Oh, he did it before that.
No.
He had already
Saturday.
done it.
No, it was Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday. That's why everything went down Sunday.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Friday. Okay.
It was Saturday, and then Sunday, everybody decided we're taking the knee.
Everybody was up in arms.
So the in one hand, it was like, okay, now you've lit the fire.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, it was like, okay, are we still protesting against police brutality and equality for blacks, or are we now protesting against Trump?
I think more so Trump.
All right. So did we lose the message is my question.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Jones came out with the Cowboys and took a knee before the anthem, and then they stood up and at attention for the anthem.
Right. Here's nothing on that. Anthem. Okay.
So now New Orleans Saints are going to do that. This week.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. So they said they're going to do that. They're going to all kneel together in locked arms before the national anthem, and then they'll stand up at attention together during the national anthem. I've got mixed. Well, at first I was against that. At first I was saying, okay, blah, blah, blah. But then I think.
Blah, blah, blah?
Yeah. I was against it, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say that. All right. Because I don't want to get into my reasonings for it, because I've kind of had a bit of a change of heart throughout the day, because if we're against them kneeling before the national anthem and then standing for it, are we saying that we are now protesting the flag and we are now protesting the national anthem, and that's why we have to do it then? Or is it okay to say everybody is going to respect our protest, and they're going to join us in our protest, and let's move forward and start putting something in action, and everybody's making the statement together, and then we're going to stand up and make the statement and say, this is not about the flag, this is not about the anthem. What are you pissed about now? Mm-hmm. If you don't like it now, Why? We're no longer protesting during the national anthem. We're no longer protesting while everybody's standing for the flag. So now why you don't like it? What's your spin now? They have to come up with a new. Now they got to come up with a new spin.
Well, when they did go down on one knee before the anthem, they booed them then. So
exactly.
You know what I mean?
But
so it's like,
exactly.
what are you booing now?
Exactly.
You can't even take a knee?
Exactly.
So
and I want to say something else about the knee. Okay, because I get a whole lot of people that want to come at me about, I'm telling what it is, white people, about this. It is not dishonoring the troops.
Right.
Okay, there was a Green Beret that met with Colin Kaepernick. The first time Colin Kaepernick protested, he sat for the national anthem. The second time he sat. The third time he sat. And then he got a letter from a soldier, a Green Beret, And
no, it was a former player. It was a player.
He was a Green Beret,
but he was a player. He came and talked to him. He didn't write him a letter. He came and talked to him.
Let me talk, because you talk. Trust me.
Okay, go ahead.
He wrote him a letter, and Colin Kaepernick invited him to the next game. And they sat down together, and they had a conversation. And he said, when a soldier dies, we kneel for that soldier, for the flag, for that soldier. So out of respect for us, let's compromise. You can continue to your fight for what you're fighting for, because I appreciate what you're fighting for. I appreciate your right to protest, but out of respect for the soldiers, instead of sitting, take a knee. So his taking a knee is to honor the troops, not to dishonor the troops. It is exactly opposite of what people are saying.
Exactly. Yep.
So miss me with the spin.
Right.
And just hear the truth, but they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to. So that's what I like about this new approach is now what's the spin?
Yeah.
Now what is it?
Well, we know what it is.
We know. I just want to know what they gonna say it is now.
They ain't gonna say nothing. They gonna keep doing what they're doing, because they're
not gonna be able to.
Their whole thing is, you Negroes are out of line. I didn't come to see that. I came to see a ball game, and it was a guy on TV today, and they said, "Wait a minute, you're seeing a ball game. This is before the game even starts. How does this interrupt your game?"
It doesn't.
And then people are upset because why are you doing it now? Do it some other time. Well, this is the only time we got your full and undivided attention. Now you see us. This is why it's the perfect time to do it.
Everybody say, well, and exactly. It is perfect. We can protest in the closet all we want to,
and nobody cares,
and nobody gives a damn.
You listening now?
Only people that see it, and only people that's going to pay attention are the people that want to see it.
Exactly.
Okay. So the only way to get the people that don't want to see it, that need to see it, is to put it right where you're going to be. And we got to put it in your face. And people tell me this, I hear this, is a better way to do it. Please remind me.
What's the better way?
Please remind me the last time black people protested for black people and you were okay with it.
Right.
You were not inconvenienced. You were not offended. You were not annoyed. Please remind me, because I don't remember. It wasn't Martin Luther King, so don't throw that one up.
Okay. Well, they'll throw that up, everyone. They'll say, well, Martin Luther King did it peacefully. Yeah, and they tried to kill him. And they did kill him.
Yeah,
but I'm saying they bombed.
I've had somebody say, Martin Luther King will be rolling over in his grave. And I said, but guess what? You know why? Because you killed him. That's why he got to roll up in his damn grave.
But when they marched peacefully, they turned water hoses on them, they turned dogs on them, and they beat them. So what do you want us to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most peaceful protest I have ever witnessed in my life.
And they're still not happy.
It is not impeding traffic. It is not stopping anybody from doing their job. It is not harming anybody. It's not getting in anybody's way. It's not wasting anybody's time. Yet, it is a problem.
It's a problem because it's you black boys got nerve to speak up and say something. How dare you?
They ain't saying a word. It's the loudest silence.
The loudest silence. I like that.
I've ever witnessed in my life. And that's all I had to say about it, man. That's it. So kudos, NFL. And we're gonna keep it going. I mean, I'm almost willing to flip my switch, but I'm still boycotting. I'm not satisfied yet, but I'm getting there. I feel like we're making progress.
If they gave Kaepernick a job, would you be happy?
It's not about Kaepernick.
On the TV?
It's not about Kaepernick, but they're making progress, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Another interesting event this week: the founder of Playboy, Hugh Hefner, died at the age of 91.
Mm-hmm.
And 91 years of bliss.
Here we go.
I mean,
the guy lived
the life, didn't he?
I heard a funny one, man. They said he's in a better place. Then again, is he?
Right. Well, Jimmy Kimmel said he's gonna be the only guy to get to heaven and say, "Is this it? Where are the boobs? We need more boobs."
Yeah, and another guy said, "Yeah, I can't wait to get to heaven. You know, everybody's a virgin." He was like, "You better hurry up."
So Hugh Hefner, he did break a lot of barriers.
And a lot of too soon jokes about Hugh Hefner that doesn't feel too soon.
It just doesn't, because he was 91. The guy lived a hell of a life. You can't, But he in his magazine, along with the boobs, he had Malcolm X interviews. He had Alex Haley did articles in there.
Yeah,
Dick Gregory.
It was
so he
great articles.
He gave a platform for a lot of black authors and writers to speak, and also on his he had a show in the 60s, which was he called the Playboy Penthouse, and he had entertainment. Okay. And Dick Gregory was one of the people that performed there, and other jazz artists, Miles Davis, a lot of these jazz artists got a chance to perform on national television where they couldn't before. And so he broke down some barriers there. So he was
Bill
more than
Cosby
just,
was a regular.
Bill Cosby was a regular at the mansion.
Yes, he was.
You know who else was a regular but got banned?
Who?
Jim Brown.
I did not know
Jim Brown was a regular, and he started tossing them girls around there. He's like, "Hold up, Jim, I love you, bro, but you can't toss the girls around." Jim was a little rough with the merchandise, So, yeah, a lot of people hung out at the mansion, man.
The only man famous for walking around without his clothes on.
In his robe, in his pajamas. And he sold the house about less than a year ago, I think, and for like $100 million. He sold the mansion.
Damn.
The only stipulation was he got to live there until he died.
Wow.
Which I would have done gladly.
Exactly.
He was 90.
Exactly.
Like, how much longer can he live? Well, we found out about a year.
Yeah, he lived about a year. Yeah.
The place should be a museum, though, really.
Hey, it is.
Man. Now you really can't tear it down.
Yeah, he changed everything. I mean, he was a fantastic accomplishments that he made.
It's iconic.
Strides. He is an icon, absolutely, for the magazine, for the girls, for the Playboy bunny icon in itself. The term Playboy. I mean, the term
Playboy.
It's just so
was
much
that even a term
before
he did that?
Absolutely not.
I mean, if it was, it wasn't as popular as he made it.
Agreed.
You know. And he had a club. Well, there were these Playboy clubs around. They started in Chicago. There was one here in Detroit. My older cousin was a member there, and it used to be on John C. Lod. Cousins, the service drive of Southfield.
Okay.
And it turned James Cousins. It turned into another club. I used to go over there, but it was after. But they said, "Oh, this used to be the Playboy Club." I was like, "Oh, okay." It's not there anymore, but it was a little nightclub. It was really kind of cool. But he had a place in Vegas in the Palms Hotel. Had a little Playboy Club, a casino, part of the casino upstairs. It's pretty cool. So, anyway,
Raquel, what's your take on Hugh Hefner? I know you miss him dearly.
I don't miss him at all.
All the things
I
he
have
did
no interest in the whole bunny thing, but I will tell you that he lived a great life, dying at 91?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't complain about that. But as far as my personal vested interest in a Hugh Hefner, not at all.
She's young.
What's we've got R. Kelly, right?
Whoa! She
went there.
I thought we had Luke.
We did have Luke.
Luke was he was looked at as the black Hugh Hefner for a little while.
Yeah.
The
Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
The one with
Uncle Luke.
Yeah. Doodle Brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Uncle Luke.
Now, speaking of ignorance, isn't that
ignorance?
ignorance?
That was very ignorant.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we were on the same page.
But I guess it just bothers me when I see the Gabrielle Unions, the Sanaa Lassons, and the Erykah Badu's, people of some prominence in our entertainment world doing the foolishness. But they got to have fun too, I guess.
But you know what? You say that.
People can do what they
you know
want
what? You say that, but I walked in, you were watching them over and over and over.
I was trying to find the ones to play.
Oh, sure.
Oh, stop it. That is not
were.
true. No. I was trying to find some to play for the show.
You were like, I got to see that one again.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
You're the one showing the cripple, man. I was not. That I was not doing.
He was singing along.
Not singing along.
Rocket Man.
Did we play that one?
Let's find that one. There you go. See, Mr. Oh, I'm not entertained. There he is.
I mean, I'm not entertained. I think it's, but it's,
so Hugh Hefner's
to each his own. To each his own.
Rocky was telling me, she didn't mention it now because she's a woman of few words when it comes to this topic all of a sudden. But she was telling me that Hugh Hefner's wife didn't get the money.
Yeah, what's up with that story? What's the
She
deal?
didn't get paid for the D.
She didn't get
She didn't get paid for the death.
Let's see. Where is it?
Oh, Lord have mercy. She
gotta
never
talk
mind.
about that.
well, I'm sure he had it set up.
She was like 31.
She was about 60 years younger than him. 60 years younger than him. He is my hero.
That is very, very disgusting. Of course it wants to disappear on me now.
Did I tell you I knew a girl who she was in Playboy and she hung out at the mansion?
No.
And she was telling me about it. And, she wasn't a centerfold, but you know how they do those
pictorial.
Yeah,
they got a bunch of bunnies.
But they do like a bunch of girls on a page, like, different things. Anyway, she was one of those. She had a little picture in there, nothing major. So she showed me the magazine and everything. So I said, well, did you hang out at the mansion? She's like, yeah. And we went swimming and everything, but him and his brother were swimming around, chasing us in the pool, trying to grab us, and it was just terrible. I said, "What you think you were there for? That's what you were. How you gonna turn down Hugh Hefner? What's wrong with you?"
The light bulb never came on, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, you at the Playboy Mansion. He's supposed to grab you. He can grab anything that comes in there. That's Hugh Hefner. Damn it. So yeah,
it says that
what's the deal
infection started a decline in his health.
Yeah, he started, they say about a year ago, he has a back injury or a back problem, and he was walking with a walker and stuff. They showed a picture, kind of sad, but he still kept going.
He became bedridden.
Oh, wow.
He could barely walk without assistance and was bedridden soon after.
Wow. So, yeah, he was 90, for crying out loud.
I mean, right, you can't complain,
Hey, matter of fact, he spent most of his time in bed, so he was very comfortable, believe me. Honey, get in here and do the hand for the dick.
Oh, my God.
You know what's right for the dick.
You got to do a lot for that. That's too much.
Hey, she did something for the D.
Yeah, she gave him CPR for
and
the
he was
D.
there, I need some Viagra for the P.
I need some oxygen for that.
But I can't believe she didn't get anything. I'm sure he left for a couple of million.
No, she just got to enjoy it while he was alive. And now that I'm dead, all those promises I made, you can't do nothing to me about it now.
Because he has two sons, and I
him.
think one of his sons looks just like him. And I think he might take her. His daughter, Christine, was running the magazine for many years, but his son's by his last wife, not this one, his wife from 20 years ago. So they're grown up now. And I think one of those boys is going to take over. I mean, why not?
Yeah, why
Your daddy
not?
is Hugh Hefner. Why would you not take over the family business?
Keep the trife life going.
Oh, my God.
Woo. Look, this is a good topic.
Okay, go with it. Let's hear it.
Listen, Blac Chyna is joining Amber Rose's Slutwalk.
Well, of course she
trying
is.
to get back at Rob Kardashian for the whole thing that, him putting her pictures online and stuff like that.
What's the Slutwalk?
That's where all these sluts get together and they walk. Because
Oh,
they're so proud.
Where is this and when?
They're proud of being sluts. It's okay.
Where is
It's
this and when?
basically, it sends the wrong message. I don't get it. But basically, to keep people from slut shaming, giving them titles and branding them as sluts. And it's not necessarily so. But here's
Just
the
because
thing.
they'll do anything for the D. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But here's the why I brought the whole issue up. I'm trying to figure out why you got these questionable characters that lead these type of things, and it's hard to take you serious. Not necessarily Amber Rose. I mean, she's, but I like Amber, so I'm not going to speak ill
But we got
on
to
her.
take them serious because they're just doing it for fun. For the D.
But they doing it for a purpose, though. They're not really doing it for fun, right? They're
Right,
doing
she's
this
doing it for a purpose, and my thing
Well,
was...
slut shaming. They're trying to stop slut shaming.
Right.
Yeah.
So it takes a couple of real strong sluts to get out there and protest
for the D.
slut shaming for the D.
No, but to some people, that's sending the message that
It's okay to be a
I should be
slut.
able to do whatever I want to do without consequences.
Exactly.
And that's not real life. That's not reality. You have consequences behind the decisions that you make. And when it comes to Blac Chyna, of course, I know firsthand things can get crazy in the media. But from what we're reading here, it seems to most that she bamboozled and hoodwinked Rob.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I think she can't get.
Agreed.
It's unfair to get mad for him to lash out on you because you're the biggest tramp walking. You know, and you hoodwink dude. I mean, what is he supposed to feel like? He's supposed to just let it slide and say cool? I mean, she was with, 2 more dudes after this whole situation publicly?
Yeah. I think he's very hurt. I think he really loved her, and he's very hurt, and
He
so
should
he's
be.
lashing out. That's why he did
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah,
You know?
And
I
he
agree.
should be, but
I
you know,
I mean,
he
you
shouldn't have fell for her.
shouldn't post those things online. But I
No.
understand he's young and emotional, and he was hurt, and that was his only way of getting back at her. So that was wrong, but he was really hurt, I think.
I just feel like she's taking an approach like, I can be a slut. I can portray myself as a slut, but you better not.
Let me ask you this, because we're in a time when women feel like they can do everything men can do, including the sexual activities and exploits, which you can. You can do whatever you want to do. But there is there still a double standard? And if not, is that okay for women to go out and have as many guys as they want, like guys do?
You know what? Actually, I did a video on this, and my take on it is if you pay attention, men are able to just, by example, I'm going to give you an example. Dude can sleep with this female. He can impregnate her. He can keep going. He can impregnate the next. He can keep going, impregnate. Like, one man could almost give a whole population.
That's
you know?
true.
So my point is a woman can only carry however many children for 9 months.
So it's
It's
gonna
a
take
9 months period. You see what I'm saying? So that in itself suggests to me that we should be better caretakers of our bodies. We weren't meant to, we are the receivers. And men put out, we receive. So we're receiving a lot of different energies. We're receiving a lot of different potential diseases. I think you have to guard yourself. For many reasons, it's not just about giving up the cookies out of the cookie jar. It's about protecting your spirit, guarding it against all kind of energy, because you know what? When you mix yourself with all these different energies, you could go crazy, literally.
For the D.
For the D, right.
the
You
D.
can go crazy. So I think, young ladies really need to look at that. I know me personally, I put this out on my video as well. My body is very sensitive, and you can throw off the pH balance just messing around with that.
the D.
And that's an issue in itself. No, it's not. You're not. I mean, just from the pH balance standpoint, we're not
You're
talking
getting a
about
little deep now.
STDs,
That's a
but
little deep.
it's still a bit much. You
You're a little
know.
deep.
You know what?
pH
You make an
balance.
interesting point, and I guess my take was a little similar, but you actually add something to what I was thinking, because that is an interesting thing to say. A guy can go from girl to girl to girl and get them all pregnant and still going, whereas with a woman you have to be careful because you're the one that's going to get pregnant, and it goes with you from guy to guy to guy. Your pregnancy doesn't follow him, but it will follow you.
Right.
So that is something to think about. And I just think for a woman, it's more intrusive because, in intercourse, the man is inside of you.
Yeah.
So it's more intrusive on who you are.
Like she said, they're the receivers.
Yeah.
And that
It
makes
is a lot
a
more
difference.
intrusive. Absolutely.
See, that's a very thought-provoking piece you just did there.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
And
Yeah.
it because that's you said it from a female point of view, and we're kind of like guys who think. I mean, I just don't feel like women should be doing it either. But you gave me a whole new reason.
I mean,
But I just don't think women. Because every time you have sex, you leave a little bit behind, and you, like you said, they're receiving it,
Yes.
and it stays there, and it's you take that with you, and I think also you just lose something, you lose a bit of that femininity, and you want to be a man so bad. You look at some of these chicks out here; they're so hard, and emotionally they're so hard and cold, because they've given themselves away.
And they've taken all of that energy.
Yeah,
that
bad energy.
And I'm going to tell you something else, not to go too deep, but just to give another perspective to those that are listening. I am a firm believer in being an adult. We're having adult talk now, but censored. I'm a firm believer in test driving the car before you commit.
Wait a minute now.
However, if you test drive, it's like, okay, for instance, if you go to a restaurant and you've got all these things on the menu, it makes it difficult to make a selection because there's too many options, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm.
So once you have committed to your partner,
get a sampler plate.
Once you've committed to your partner, if you got all these dudes that you've popped off with,
a body count,
right? You've got a body count. You've got someone to constantly compare him to. And it might make it difficult to move forward or create that bond because you're comparing him to Tom, Jim, Quashawn, Ken, and whoever else.
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If you just would have kept it to a very minimum amount.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of women, finally, Saudi Arabia has allowed women to drive.
I see.
Have you heard this?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Big mistake, Saudi Arabia. Big mistake.
What you saying? Women can't drive? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm a great driver, honestly.
Look, man, I've said it before, and I will say this probably till I die. When you see, those people what are they doing up there? What's the holdup? Somebody farting around, messing up traffic. It's either a woman or an old man in a hat. And I don't know why the old man got to have a hat on, but it's either an old man in a hat or a woman. And I'm just sorry. Do your own research. I've been doing this research for 40 years. These women, not all of them, because you might be a good driver. I got 3 sisters. One's a great driver. The other one's a pretty good driver, and the other one, I'm scared to death every time I get in the car with her. I'm just saying.
God.
I'm not going to tell you which ones, but all of them are not good drivers. I'm just saying. And all men aren't either. But majority times when somebody up there messing up, it's either a woman or an old man in a hat. Watch the old man in the hat, too.
I've got a story that's going to, for the lack of a better term, trump everything.
Okay. Let's go.
No, it has nothing to do with Trump.
Right.
FBI agents made an astonishing discovery this morning while executing a search warrant at the residence of a Houston mortician.
Oh,
you guys ready?
God.
Yeah.
3,178 embalmed human penises.
What? Wait a minute. What?
Wait a minute. Was this a woman?
No, it's a guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. He was making his own sex toy?
He's implicated in being an organ trafficking network.
Oh, okay.
That's the organ they want?
Evidently, because the guy had over 3,000 organs. He was doing a lot for the P, actually for the D.
Like to transplant them,
he
possibly?
He need to Slutwalk because he had more penises than
Amber
Rose.
Oh, my God.
We know she don't have the penis.
Oh, my God.
Man, are you kidding me?
I kid you not. Houston, you have a problem.
You got a problem. A serious problem, man. Oh, man. So
taking
there it is.
dead people's penises.
Well, I will be interested to see what happens when OJ gets out because he is going to be swarmed by the press.
Yes, he is.
Because he's not black. He's OJ.
Okay.
Speaking of which, there was a, and I know I'm backing up to the NFL thing, but the Steelers didn't come out the tunnel. They just decided
they stayed in the
we'll
locker
stay
room.
in the locker room.
Yeah.
But one player did step out.
He was an ex-Marine.
And the next day, his jersey became the biggest selling jersey.
They letting you know.
And then the day after that, he apologized for it and said, hey, I'm sorry. I made my team look bad. Yeah. I made my coach look bad, blah, blah, blah. And the fire chief in Pittsburgh said that Mike Tomlin he called him the N-word. He said that nigga needs to resign.
Really? See, there you go.
They're
telling you how they feel about you. And what kills me is...
And then he got fired, and he blamed the media.
As well he should have.
And he blamed the media.
They want to come
and
watch you...
He said it's the media's problem.
They want to watch you run touchdowns and slam basketballs, but damn you, Negro, don't you dare say a word. Don't you dare speak up.
This is what he said. This was his statement. This was his quote. He said, I hope that no good nigger rots in hell.
Ooh, damn. See, man, that's disgusting.
And then when he got fired, he said, it's the media's fault for blowing that up.
Yeah, right. Well, you said it. So good.
I'm not a racist. The media portrayed me as a racist.
He can get a job in Alabama. There's a job waiting for him. All right, guys, let's get out of here.
Already?
Time to go, baby.
I got so much more to say.
No more, Mr. West. No more today.
Who would have known?
Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. It's Billy T. Detroit Radio. Follow me at Billy T. Detroit on all social media. And be on the lookout for
Rocky Road Productions, LLC Porch Talk on Instagram.
There you go.
YouTube.
That's Kwame's pen pal.
There it is. There it is. And you got your boy Squirrel Boogie over here, man. I'm just on Facebook, so you can go to my page. You can find me at T.A. Wilson. That's all I got to say.
All right.
Oh, you can search T. Augustus Wilson. And another one out there. I'm the only one out of all the people on Facebook.
You're the only T. Augustus?
Only T. Augustus out there. So just put T space Augustus and
Let's
you got
give him
me.
a plaque, everyone.
Boom shaka.